Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the Dunu Titan S2. It's a new budget IEM from Dunu at around the $100 price range. This costs around $80 and this is a upgrade from the old Dunu Titan. A big thanks to Ho-Kago for sending me this review unit. Do check them out below the like button and please check their website. They have all the amps, DACs and IEMs you can expect. But all the thoughts and opinions you're about to hear are my own. So let's start with the review. First, let me show the packaging. It's up on the screen, as you can see. As I said, the price is $80, but the packaging of the Dunu Titan S2, it can easily defeat any $100 or $200 or even some $300 IEMs. Because what you get with the Dunu Titan S2 is the Dunu Titan S2. I do not have everything on the table. You get this Lyre mini cable with 4.4 termination. You get one Dunu S&S tip, which is $13 for price. You get one Dunu candy tips, which is $10, and you also get two sets of generic tips and the Dunu Lyre mini cable, which is $30, and this fantastic case. As you can see, this has my Hebe M300 perfectly fit inside, and this case. So even if you consider the pricing of the accessories, which is the Dunu Lyre mini cable at around $30, the Dunu S&S tips for $13, the Dunu candy tips around $10, and this case for around $5 to $6. That's for an $80 IEM, you're getting $50 to $56 worth of accessories inside the box. So I think so if you want some basic accessories and you just want a free IEM with it for, let's say, $24, yeah, you can get the Dunu Titan S2 and stop watching this review. But let's talk about it. First let's talk about the comfort. This is the Dunu Titan S2 design, as you can see. Let me focus. Yeah, as you can see, it has this angle structure. It's quite unique. I quite like it. This red dot over here, I quite like it, and I thought the fit would be iffy, but there is nothing as sort of that, and the fit is very good. And also they are very easy to drive. I can drive them easily with my smartphone. I can also easily drive them with my Hebe M300, so there is no issues with that. Also, I personally did not notice any driver flex since these are a single DDIM, and they were quite good with it. And the tips I am using is directly straight out of the box, which is a generic tip, and that worked the best for me in terms of fit and sound. Now, talking about the sound, well, the sound is what I would describe as a mild V shape. It has this bit of a bump in the mid bass area. It has a bit of a bump in the vocals, especially the upper mid range, and a bit of a bump in the treble area. Let's talk about it. Well, the bass is not that sub bass heavy, but rather mid bass heavy. So, for example, when I'm listening to the song "Crack Crack Crackle" by Classy, it has that. It doesn't have that boominess, but the transitioning of the bass is decent, I would say. It is not the best in the range, but I would say it's decent. It is, or I would say it's quite good if I'm being a bit lenient over here. The mid bass and the sub bass to mid bass transitioning is also really good. But for some songs which uses a lot of boominess, like especially in the sub bass region, for example, any rap song or any hip hop song, I do find it a bit lacking over here. I would have liked a tad bit more sub bass. Now, instruments. For example, when I'm listening to the Galactic Funk live album from Cassiopeia from 1985, the instrument sounds good. There is a good natural tonality to that, and it sounds really good. So I did really enjoy the instruments playing by the Dunu Titan S2. Now, talking about the vocals. Well, when talking about the vocals, the male vocals, they generally take a seat back. For example, when listening to Chris Cornell and Bill Withers, their vocals sounds a bit iffy. And what do I mean by that is although they do take a seat back, many IEMs do that, and that's completely fine. But what happens is the texture of Chris Cornell's voice, the texture of Bill Withers' voice, they come across, right? Even if they are behind the entire song. But it's not the case with Dunu Titan S2. When I'm using the Dunu Titan S2, although they're taking a seat back, they also lose their texture. So the male vocals sound a bit iffy over here. Now coming to female vocals, especially when listening to J-pop, I think so this is where they shine. The female vocals are really good. I really like it. It is very natural. But if you play it at higher volumes, or if you're very sensitive to that upper mid-range, you will have an issue. So what happens is, for example, if you play it at higher volume and you're wearing it for, let's say, half an hour, 45 minutes or 1 hour, you will have fatiguing issues. So do be mindful of that. For me, I am fine with it at medium volumes, up to medium volumes, but if I do cross above that, I do find that fatiguing. For example, when I'm listening to Sumire Oizaka's OP from Tirtan Monogatari. That has this very shrilly female vocals right over there, and that if you listen to it for a long, if you listen to it at higher volumes, that shrilliness of the voice comes across. But when I'm listening it to up to mid volume, there is no issues with that. Now talking about the treble, I think so the treble here is okay, nothing good, because there are better ones out there, and I'll talk about it later. Now talking about the treble is a good, I would say. It is not the best, but it is good. How will I define it? Well, for example, again, when I'm listening to the 1985 live album from Cassiopeia, the keyboards and the strings, they come across good. They come across nice. They are not too over the top, or they are not too behind in the background. They are not getting lost. There is a naturalness to the treble, which is nice. Now the air in the treble is also really good. It is not so PSE, or it is not so shrilly or peaky, wherein treble sensitive folks will have any issues. Again, this is up to medium volume. If you do raise the volume a bit, or if you do listening and if you are very sensitive to that region, you might have some issues. Now, why do I say it is good and not the best in the range? Well, in terms of sound, I think so under the $100 range is very competitive. Yes, and it is very competitive with iems like the SimGot EA500LM, now the Let's Share S08, and I can't even remember, I think so Tangju Shuan NV. There are many iems, and even if you spend a bit more, you get something like the SimGot's EM6L, which is again a good Harman tuned IEM. You also get the Truthia Nova at a discount at around the $100 price point. So this is a really competitive range. Well, would I suggest you buy this IEM? Yes and no. How is it yes? Well, let's say you have some expensive IEM and you want to experiment at $100 IEM. Let's say you want to buy some tips. You want to buy a cable, a good cable by the way. Then do get this, because if you buy a cable and some tips from Dunu, which I think the Dunu S&S are some of the best tips. The Dunu Candy tips is also really good, and this cable from the Dunu Titan is also really good. Only thing is that it has one issue, is that the connector, let me focus. Is that the connector you see? Yeah, it doesn't fit all the IEM. So basically, it will fit any IEM which has a flush 2-pin, but if it has anything deep inserted 2-pin, it won't fit. So do keep that in mind. So if you want a good cable, Dunu S&S tips, Dunu Candy tips, and a good case, buy it. For extra $24, you also get an IEM inside the bag, so you won't be losing that much. But if you are looking for an IEM to buy, only buy the Dunu Titan S2. If you want a very natural sounding IEM, a mid-bass heavy IEM, only then you buy the Dunu Titan S2. Other than that, if you want something something very specific, let's say something harmony, then this is not the case. You can get the SimGot EA500LM. Let's say you also want something warm. You want something where the bass tactility is nice, unlike the Dunu Titan S2. Then a Let's Share S08 is a better deal in my opinion. So also if you want something good for gaming, let's say soundstage and imaging, the soundstage and imaging of the Dunu Titan S2 is also average. The depth, the width of the Dunu Titan S2 in terms of soundstage is average. The depth, it is actually quite good. But if you want an overall soundstage, in my opinion, the EA500LM or the SimGot EM6L is better for gaming. The imaging is average too. The left to right and the right to left transition is also quite good. So there is nothing bad in that. So yeah, I hope you got my conclusion as to who should get the Dunu Titan S2 and who should not get the Dunu Titan S2. And I gave some comparisons with some of my top IEMs at under the $100 range. I do think that Dunu did make a good IEM, like it's a good IEM, but the competition is just so fierce at this $100 range that you can find better IEMs, for example the EA500LM Let's Share S08. If they didn't exist, I would say the Dunu Titan S2 would be a fantastic IEM at $100 price range. But there are so many IEMs, even the, let's say the $60 Keyfind Delshi, which I just reviewed, that is also really good. So if you want something very warm sounding, that is good. But I would say the treble in the Keyfind Delshi is a bit off. I haven't tried the Keyfind Delshi AE as of now. The treble in the Keyfind Delshi is a bit muted, but in the Dunu Titan S2 is a bit nice. That's my review of the Dunu Titan S2. Please do comment below if you have any questions, yeah, like and subscribe, as that really helps me out a lot. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.